Listen, you said you're from Chicago, and I said, okay. I know a guy who does deep dish, legit deep dish, and so, you coming over, I got you deep dish. But deep dish is not even a cheat meal. It's like a super cheat meal. I can't eat deep dish and not be like 8 to 10, sometimes more over my normal weight, so we got to put in a workout. So we got to eat the deep dish, give you like 15 minutes, and then we got to go work out.
What kind of workout?
For deep dish, it's got to be one of those like 1,000-calorie workouts. So we got to do some sprints. 500, above 500. There you go. No, a little bit more. There, keep it right there. Yeah. You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm there.
You want to go again?
One more.
Really? Dang, man. I'm at 350, 415, 475, 500. Keep it, 10 seconds, keep it, let's go, push, Schmo, let's go! Well done, we can jump in the ice bath now. Girls, come say good job, come here girls, come here. Tell this guy you did good. Arms and shoulders are out.
I'm just trying to get those legs big.
That's all good, buddy. I understand. The dogs are really worried about you, as you can tell.
This is the Schmo with the Pro. He's 22-4-1. He's currently on an 8-fight win streak. He's the number 4th ranked UFC lightweight in the world. Beneil Dariush, inside your home, Anaheim, California. How we doing?
Doing good. First you did it and it would just surprise me every time. Now when you do it, I don't want you to stop. I'm like, keep going. It's pretty good.
What are you talking about here?
Just the start of it. It's really good.
The Schmo doesn't know what you're talking about right here. By the way, we love this tree. Happy Chinese New Year.
Thanks, bro. Wife's Vietnamese/Chinese, so we take this stuff seriously, I guess.
Keep it festive as always.
Sure. Yeah. That's what we do. All right, go. All right, yeah. Festive, go.
All right. Often overlooked. What's the deal with you, man? Who are you fighting next? Is it Dustin Poirier? Is it Charles Oliveira? When are you returning to the octagon? Because obviously we all know you're deserving of the title shot. But is it Islam Makhachav? He's got to dance down under with Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, so definitely not Dustin because we asked for that fight and then clearly it was turned down because he ended up fighting somebody else. And then we asked for it again. And he actually just in public even said he's not interested. So it is what it is. I've kind of given my opinion. I think if he doesn't really want to fight top guys, he should really consider retiring. Fighting is not a fun sport to do if you're not motivated and if you don't want to fight the best guys. And then Charles Oliveira. Here's the thing I've been having with Charles. The UFC originally was like, hey, what do you think about fighting him in Brazil, which was like couple of weeks ago, I think, or it was last week, I don't know. And I was like, can I get a little bit more time? It turns out my MCL was torn. I didn't know it was that bad. So.
From the fight with Gamrot?
It was before the fight. Okay. But it wasn't like super bad. I just had to wear a knee brace, and I was like, hey, I got it checked out. It's actually torn, so I'd like to just start my camp fresh. Can I have a little bit extra time? So can we do February? And they said, okay, yeah, we'll do February. February turned into March turned into April, and now they're talking about May. I've been waiting for a while. Then it kind of bugs me because I think I might get passed up again. Because even after I beat Charles Oliveira, what I think could happen is since we're waiting so long, they'll set up Islam with somebody else. They'll be like or Volkanovski, whoever wins with somebody else, because they'll be like, oh, you just fought. They'll announce the fight like same time or something. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Just because I get the UFC is not a huge fan of me. I get it. I don't talk a lot of crap. I don't bring in the numbers, or at least that's what they tell me. So with that being said, I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. But I wish I had the fight earlier. I would have loved to fought in March or even April.
Well, so much for the wishful thinking, but how many times prior to, let's say, May, have you been booked with Charles Oliveira and it hasn't materialized? Are you confident you would get Charles Oliveira as your next opponent?
That's a great question. Honestly, no, because we were supposed to fight before, and he said he had some issues, and then he didn't take care of, and then he got rebooked with Tony Ferguson. So that's another thing. I'm not super confident the fight's going to happen anyways. And, I could easily make a case that I'm ready for the belt. And like, the belt doesn't like make me like, oh, I have to fight for it. I like fighting tough guys. Charles is a very tough guy. So is Islam. All these guys, I want to fight them. So when they said Charles, I was like, sure. But now I just feel like they're just gonna make me wait, and then I might not even get that fight. So I'm not super confident. No.
So why not just wait for the results of Volkanovski and Islam, and then maybe if someone's relatively unscathed, you're fighting for the title, let's say June or July?
I would love that to be the case, but I've never heard from the UFC like, hey, you're next. Like, they've never came to me and said you were next. So I don't feel that they're looking at me as the number one contender. That's just the feeling I get. They could call me tomorrow and be like, no, we think you're the number one contender. You're the one who just wants to fight all the time. That's why we're booking you with more fights. So if that's the case, that'd be great. But I don't feel like they look at me as number one contender. If anything, I have a fear. I don't want to really say a fear, but I think like if Gaethje and Fiziev, I always get his last name right, so I'm trying to do better. I'm sorry. I've called him Fiziev or something weird. Fiziev, if they fight and Fiziev wins, 7-fight win streak, he has a win over number 3 guy, they might push him ahead of me, which sucks, but they might.
Well, you can't be saying that. You got the 8-fight win streak, and Gaethje would be then coming off 2 back-to-back losses for Fiziev to then get a title shot from that.
Listen, I can't explain to you. This is just a feeling I got, and that's what I think. And Fiziev right now, he's a very popular guy, lots of knockouts. He puts on a good show. I mean, he's a good fighter. So, and I could see them pushing him more than me, which might happen. Just these are thoughts I have. These are thoughts that I have, especially if let's say I do get scheduled in May. Islam's going to be sitting there and not having a match. They're going to be like, well, why don't we just set up Islam for, like you said, July with Fiziev instead of waiting for Dariush and doing it later. We can have them fight earlier. That's like, these are the problems I have right now.
Yeah, but we got to think more positively. Who else is there? You got Dustin Poirier. Who's he waiting for? Michael Chandler. He wants Conor McGregor. You got a guy like Arman Sarukian, but Gamrot's ahead of him, and you just beat Gamrot.
Yeah, so and this is a thing we had with my manager, because they called me and they were like, hey, what do you think about Fiziev in March? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And he's like, what? Are you crazy? I was like, then why'd you call me? He's like, I have to call you because the UFC told me. Ali gets very passionate, he gets very passionate and he starts yelling at me. And then he's like, I'm calling Master Rafael. I'm going to talk to him. And then he's like, let me talk to you. He literally said, let me talk to your wife. Like, my wife's going to make me not fight or something. So then they're like, no, we're not fighting Fiziev. You either wait for the title or you could fight Charles. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll be waiting.
Well, those are both good options. By the way, 50 clean tests. Where's your USADA jacket?
Oh, that's right. Is it Donna? Is it Donna or Jeff? Who does the jackets? I want my jacket, and I've gained a few pounds, so I prefer a large. Thank you.
And these are good options, though. It's a good time to be Beneil Dariush. We got to think more positively, Beneil.
Bro, I'm very happy with my options. What I'm not happy with is just sitting and waiting and seeing who it's going to be. One thing that I miss about not being ranked was I'd call Sean Shelby, like, hey, I want to fight, and be like, okay, what do you think of this guy? Actually, I'd go through the list because pick the ranked guys. I'd be like, hey, what about this guy? He's like, no, he's booked. Blah 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 blah. And then I'd end up with let's say like the Scott Holtzman fight, and then I'd go through it again. It'd be like Jakar Close. Like, this is how a lot of times I would get matches like that, because Ali's like, no, we have to wait for a ranked guy. We have to wait for a ranked guy, and the ranked guy never came, right? So I'd end up fighting these guys. So, maybe I should just call Sean and start arguing with him.
Well, Conor McGregor set to return in 2023, supposedly. Whoever he fights, is it Chandler, whatnot? But if he gets a victory, they're going to give that guy a title shot.
Oh gosh! Thanks for adding to the. to my first world problems. I guess that's another problem I would have if Conor steps up and actually fights and wins. And I think that Michael Chandler is a very winnable fight for him. So if he actually shows up, that would be a pain in the ass for me. That would really be a pain in the ass. Ugh. I don't really have an answer for you. I'm sorry.
You don't have an answer?
Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass.
Well, do you have a special call-out in store? Because the headways you made calling out Elon Musk back in Houston, I mean, that did something for you.
Oh, man, now we're doing oh, jeez. Call-outs. I mean, I've already said Charles and Dustin. Can't really say those guys again. You know what, Dana? Where you at, Dana? Give me something, bro. I just trying to fight. Where you at, Dana White? Just give me a fight. That's all I want.
Guy just likes to fight.
Yeah, man. It's not rocket science.
We get a final message for all the Beneil Dariush fans out there worldwide.
You know what's wild about this? My wife shows me, my mom calls me about it. I have never had so many people message me and be like, did you see Twitter? Did you see this video? Did you see all the comments? People are like, we're behind you for the title shot and blah, 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 blah. I've never had so much support from the fans, and so I just want to say thank you to the fans. Some of them don't even like me, but at least they recognize that I should be the next in line. So I respect that, and I appreciate you.
They ask you to be an alternate down under for the title shot?
No.
So you're not going to Perth?
If my wife wasn't pregnant, maybe, but she's a big girl right now. What are we at? Like we got like 6 weeks left, 7 weeks left. We're not traveling right now. And if I can't take my daughter with me, I'm not going anywhere. I get bored by myself, and yeah.
That's why you're the daddest man on the planet.
You know what? I actually think I should get that title now, because bro, my daughter was literally in my camp the whole time.
We saw that.
Yeah, like my training sessions, she was in Abu Dhabi. The only day I didn't hold her was my fight day. Fight day is just weird. I have weird energy, but from like the 2 weeks I got there to the day of weigh-ins, like I had to keep her company even on my weigh-ins day. I remember we were waiting for the scales and whatnot, and she just didn't want to go to her mom, and I'm like sucked up at 155.5 exactly, and she's like, hold me. Nope, not mom, you. So I did. So I think if anybody needs that title, it's me. I think I've earned it, and I got another one on the way. So daddest man on the planet. I like it.
There it is. He's the pro. I'm the Schmo. Inside the home, Anaheim, California.
Yeah. Happy Chinese New Year.
That's right. We're out.